I want to bring this up. I want to say rest in heaven, rest in peace, rest in glory to Malcolm-Jamal Warner. He played Theo in the Cosby Show. He died, passed away on Sunday in Costa Rica. I want to play this clip here.
Malcolm-Jamal Warner, who played Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, has died. Warner drowned off the coast of Costa Rica yesterday while on a family vacation. Police in Costa Rica say Warner was caught by a high current in the water. Malcolm-Jamal Warner starred in all 8 seasons of The Cosby Show as Theo Huxtable. He won an Emmy for his role as the only son of Bill Cosby's character, Cliff Huxtable. I spoke to Bill Cosby, of course, a longtime Montgomery County resident right here in the Delaware Valley. He remembered his young co-star with fondness. And yet Malcolm-Jamal Warner was still able to give life to the character you had in mind?
Very much so. Very, very much so. Malcolm, you could depend on Malcolm always going to the shelter to learn his lines, to gather his character, to come out and be ready. When news came, it was shocking, and of course my thoughts went straight to his mother, who worked so hard, and she was so wonderful with him.
Bill Cosby also sharing with me the humanity he remembers about Malcolm-Jamal Warner. After The Cosby Show, Warner went on to star in several other shows, including the long-running medical drama, The Resident. Malcolm-Jamal Warner leaves behind a wife and a daughter. He was 54 years old.
I don't know what happened with the judge. R.I.P. to Malcolm-Jamal Warner. The judge should be coming back up. 1 second. He should be popping back up. But I do want to say this. I loved his character, Theo. Not because he was handsome, because all the ladies loved Theo. He was very attractive. He was gorgeous. But he was classy. He was respectable on and off the camera. He was the perfect role model for Black boys, Black men, Black America, and all of America. You know, they tried to destroy Bill Cosby, but you cannot destroy that legacy of the Cosby Show and the positivity that it brought to Black America.
And I'm unfamiliar with the character in the show, except vaguely. It's unfortunate he got caught in a situation offshore that was beyond his means. The ocean can be hazardous, and the world is not a safe place. Stuff like this happens. I understand he was in his mid-50s.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was just saying, I did watch The Cosby Show, and his character, when you talk about a good representation for young Black boys and Black men, the way he carried himself on and off of the camera, which is very important. And that's not highlighted enough. When we talk about the Diddy's and all these other people, the Epstein's or whatever, people want to always point out and highlight the negative. But what about the people who gave you positive content, positive character? His son, he didn't do well. He never really did that well in school. This is in the show. He had dyslexia, overcame dyslexia, went to college, NYU, I think it was, or NYU or Columbia, New York. And then he ended up graduating, went to grad school, graduating, and then helping young Black kids, being a teacher, a mentor, an educator, all on TV. So have to give this, I just want to give him his respect He had it when he was alive, and just rest in power, and and all blessings and prayers to his family.
Oh, he
Unfortunately,
died in a good way. That's a clean death.
what
That's a clean death. That's a good way for a
he
man
swept
to
away in
die.
a tire and drowning.
Yeah, that's a good way to
What do you
die.
call that? Asphyxia? I
Yeah,
don't think
but
it's clean,
I faced that. It's a bad way to go, but
but you didn't die.
I know I survived. But there were some close calls. I was a master diver certified, and I had a few close calls over a half century of doing it. So I understand, but it's a manly way to go.
I see what you're saying.
You didn't die peacefully in a bed, violently ill, puking your guts out, or crapping all over the bed, totally helpless. You went out in your prime.
And you
You
saying
gotta go. You gotta go.
family?
Yeah, I mean, um, die with a sword in your hand.
I hear you, but sometimes you say some of the weirdest things.
Well, that's the way I think.
True. I'm not going to argue with that. Um, I just want to.
The idea of dying sick as the devil in bed is very disturbing to me. I'd rather it be quick, even if it's somewhat agonizing.
I This was the last IG he uploaded, I guess, before he actually went on vacation. But so I just want to share this. And this goes to show his character, and the type of man he was, and the way he lived his life.
What's good? Yes, I got the flower in my hair. Today's my daughter's birthday. She put the flower there, so I'm rocking it. What? It's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. I just wanted to shout out and just spread some love and some good cheer. And life is out here lifing, right? For me and for everybody else. But just wanted to remind you, as I remind myself, that no matter what's going on, there's always a reason to smile. Like if you just take a minute to stop and take stock, I guarantee you can find at least one reason to smile. And if for some reason you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else to smile. So, find a smile for yourself and be a reason for someone else to smile. That's all I got. Listen to love because it's been a minute. Peace and love, and I'll be back soon.
Interesting. I'd make the observation that smiling has its place, and sometimes smiling is a dangerous thing to do because fools might misinterpret why you're smiling and try to take advantage of the circumstances.
I understand that, but sometimes just let it be. You don't have to dissect that. But because I get what he was saying. Like,
I
listen,
said it too. I said it's not a bad sentiment.
um, real quick,
Did
real quick, because when you were saying that, Jamal Warner, he died like a man, quick and swift. Um, do you think that men should die like that, somewhat tragically, a little bit rough or hard, as opposed to growing old? What's wrong with growing old and dying of old age?
well, whether you're talking about civilization in Europe, China, India, Africa, for Native Americans, they used to have bad names like straw death, feather death, whatever, for dying of old age. You didn't get the Valhalla unless you were a superhero who made it to old age. One of the reasons that Christianity spread through Europe was the promise of if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. That was looked at as glorious. You got to Valhalla and got to meet Odin and Thor and prepare for Ragnarok if you died with a sword in your hand or an axe or a club or a bow and arrow. In other words, you died with the weapon in your hand, or you died in a hunt where some big animal killed you, or you fell off the cliff. In
I
other
get
words,
that, but I don't think it makes you less of a man if you die at old age.
well, yeah, but I'm just saying it's a human tradition.
Ah,
Plus, before modern medicine,
you're old, so
I know, but I stay active and
you
I
hoping
have,
when your time to go, that is something rough and
yeah,
tragic.
well, if I have anything to do about it, it'll be in some wilderness and they'll find my dead body or bones months later.
Okay.
I do not want to die in anybody's bed.
Yeah,
That is
but an
miserable.
illness, a suffering an illness is not easy, and a lot of times
I
that's
don't
the fight
care.
of yourself.
If I'm suffering from an illness, I'm going to go out and do something adventurous. So that's likely to kill me before the illness.
I see what you're saying. And he was on vacation, doing an adventure because they said he got up early before everybody else. I guess the sunset, went out on the beach and wanted to hop in the ocean and then take it all in. And the current was just so strong. That's again Mother
Yeah.
Nature. You cannot
That's,
you cannot win, or you cannot beat Mother Nature. And
and if you, by the way, for anybody listening, you ever get caught in a riptide and due to the weather changes, they're having a bad problem with that all along the Atlantic coast. Do not try to fight the current. Let it take you. If you can float and it's salt water, so you're likely to be able to flip over on your back, do a backstroke. Don't try to fight the current. Let it take you, but swim diagonally and try to swim across the current and you'll get out of it. You might be a long way off from the shore, but at least you have control of your situation.
so don't panic.
Don't panic
Yeah. Okay.
and don't fight it because you'll quickly wear yourself out. There's no way to swim against the current. If the current's going this way, swim that way and let it take you out while you're swimming across. Of course, if you have some bad sharks out there, that might be another problem, but you know, uh,
Another manly victory, another manly death, right? To fight the shark.
well, that one's a little bit more gruesome. Something ate you. You didn't go out at the top of the food chain. And believe me, I've been in the water with some large sharks. And one time, a bull orca in the wild, and that was okay. That was thought provoking. Let's put it that way.
All right. Thank you, Judge. Good.